Hey guys, Majeffries here, and welcome back to the Majeffries Space Program on Kerbal Space Program. Now I've done some little bits of work off camera. I completed some more contracts. If I go into mission control very quickly, you'll see that I've completed escape the atmosphere, the drogue chutes, launch our first vessel, test the Terrier liquid fuel engine, test the radial mount parachute, test the Hammer solid fuel booster, test the RT5 flea, and test the stack decoupler. So we've tested all of those. The next things we have to do, we can test this one, the Hammer, in flight. So it has to be between 30 and 37,000 meters, and speeds of 410 to 570 meters per second. That we might have to do a little bit later. Conduct a focused observational survey of Kerbal, so you have to take a crew report in flight above 16,800 meters near Site X 5J H6. Yeah. That's something that we could do in the future. Orbit Kerbal is one of the other ones. I'm going to accept that one. So I imagine that gets us a lot of good stuff. And we have to test the Juno basic jet engine in flight over Kerbal. I'm going to accept that one as well, because today one of the things I want to look at is space planes. So I've been in and I've downloaded. No, I've unlocked the ability to create space planes. I love that logo on the back wall there. It looks so cool, and on there as well, of course. So today we're going to try and fly a space plane. And we're going to stick Jebediah in here as well. He's going to have the flight of his life today. Yeah, I was just looking at the differences here. So this is 50. Not great. This is, was it 400? Yeah, 400. So we're going to grab ourselves a couple of these. Like so. We're going to stick some... We want one steerable landing gear on the base of this. It's where it gets a little bit tricky because you've got to try and line it up in the centre. That looks horrible. That looks absolutely horrible. There we go. Much better. Much happier with that. Although I think that's the wrong way round. I think that's actually the wrong way round. So let's rotate it using the green. Is that the right way round now? It's hard to tell. What I have done though is completely messed that up. Something like that will do. Okie dokie. Now if we go into aerodynamics, we need to add some wings to this. So we've got swept wings for big flight. We've got some tail fins. We've got some wing connectors, tail connectors. That sticks on the back like so. I think there's a way you can make these smaller as well. I'm not 100% sure on that. We need some intakes, obviously. Otherwise our engines won't work very well. The engines themselves, I'm going to use the Juno basic engine, which we are going to stick to the back of the wings. I'm going to try and make this look as much like an aircraft as possible. I'm also going to stick some fixed landing gear on this. Again, they're completely upside down, so we'll have to sort that out in a second. What else have we got? Radiator panels. Helps dissipate. Yeah, we don't need to worry about that. Electrical, we haven't got anything. Communication, we haven't really got anything. Science, we could take some stuff like that with us. We've got some parachutes as well. Might add another fuel tank onto this. Come on. There we go. Try and make this as plane-like as possible. Coupling, don't need to worry too much about that either. Or structural. See, I still want to use MechJeb, but MechJeb's still not showing up. I find that very irritating. that it's not showing up. Let's get some wings on anyway. So we'll stick some wings on roughly halfway. Something like that. I want to try and make them flat, because these only really work when they're flat. So there we go. Not bad. Okie dokie. Now we need to add some engines. So we'll add the Junos, as said before. So I think that has to go on the back. So let's see, what else? What have we got? Got small intake. Not worried about that right now. Elevons. I take it these have flaps on that do move. Oh, we could do some canards. These are always handy to have. Extra control. Something like this. You stick them at the front. Gives you just that little bit of extra control that you need in flight. I suppose we should put the landing gear on as now as well. And again, we need to rotate it. Like so. Come on, need the red line. There we are. I think something like that will do. Grab a couple more, one more fuel tank. Like that, and then we'll put the tail fin on. Now I have no idea if this is going to work. Absolutely no idea. But it's worth finding out, isn't it? I have no idea where this engine needs to go either. Maybe the engine needs to go on the back. Like that. And then the intakes. Again, I've absolutely no idea where these go. Probably should have done my homework on this before I started building it. But then where's the fun in that? It's got a nice little payload there as well. I would like to add, actually, whilst we're here, let's take these off. Where is it? Service bay. Payload. There it is. Attach one of those to the front and stick some science experiments inside. So we'll stick in a barometer on that side, mystery goo on that side, and a thermometer there. Okie dokie. Make sure all these are set up properly. Landing gear. Friction control is auto. Steering is enabled. Steering direction is normal. Okay. I've absolutely no idea how this is going to turn out. Where's the tail fin? Tail fin is there. Stick that on top. Again, it's askew, so we have to rotate it. Like so. And a couple more of these, I think, we'll put on the back. See, now that looks like an aircraft. That looks pretty cool. What I don't know, though, is how well this is going to work. Because we do need these air intakes to function properly. That's my big complaint right now, is I just don't know how this is going to work. The other option, of course, is we change this for one of these and stick an air intake on the front of that. Let's try this. So we'll call it the M4J plane 1. And we'll just stick it on the runway and see how it looks. It's a little bit bouncy. So now the brakes should be on, so I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Let's fire up the engine. Yeah, I think we need an air intake, otherwise this just does not work. Alright, revert. Revert to hangar. Where the hell am I going to put... So I think I need to look at the strength of these wheels. Damper strength and spring strength. Try and stop that bounciness going on. Okie dokie. Now I need to put the air intakes in. Now I really would like it if I could make because that's not connected right now. But wouldn't it be awesome if I could connect some engines to the wings? But they need like snap points. Where it gets a little bit frustrating. I mean, we've got these as well, of course, which we can add. Add one there and one on this side, perhaps, for extra boost. Right, let's take all this off. Swap this for this type of command pod, like that, because then we could put an air intake on the front. Like so. That should pass right the way through and out the back. With a bit of luck. We'll stick some landing gear on this. Except we'll do it properly, so rotate like that. Right, we'll have to find out how this goes. Who's in this one now? Jebediah. Okie dokie. Missing ladder. Electricity charge required but not generated. Cannot transmit science. Unused monopropellant resource. Alright, I'm alright with that. Let's move the wings a little bit closer to the front, shall we? Okay, let's test this out. I have no idea what this is going to be like. If it's going to fly or not. We're currently rolling forward, backwards. We don't want to do that. We want to roll forwards. Alright, the engine is working, which is a good sign. Is it going to take off? Do we have anything that allows it to take off? I'm not sure we do, you know. That didn't happen. Please tell me Jebediah is still alive. Yes. Okay, we need to add... yeah, I think we actually need to add elevons. Elevons? Yeah, elevons. How the hell do these go on here, though? I have no idea. You'd think the wings would do it, wouldn't you? Apparently not. Or wing connectors? No? get rid of that. Let's replace them with something a bit smaller. Something like that. That looks better. What am I doing with these? Like this, I guess, and then just rotate them into place. Yeah, look. Like that. And like that, I guess. We'll have to find out how well they work. Is there a way to test them in here? Not sure if there is. Let's get rid of those ones. Let's just try the ones on the wingtips for now. And see how well they work. Also, for safety, when we land, and we need help slowing down, we'll chuck on some drogues as well. Just to help with that. Okay. Let's stick it on the launch pad. No, let's stick it on the runway and see if it actually, if we actually get any. Okay. How do I put the brakes on? Is it that? Yeah, that's the brakes. Okay. That's the gear. And then there's lights as well, apparently. Now I'm just looking at this, and it seems to go the opposite to what it's supposed to. So W is take off, S is go down. Do I want it that way? I think I should flip them over. So let's grab you and let's use green just to turn you over. Like so. That should be more manageable. Okay. Try again. Test it again. Let's put the brakes on first. Right, so S is down now. W is up. I think. Yeah. I think that works. Tail fins don't appear to do anything, which is fine. That tail fin does though. Okay, the wheel also turns at the front there, which is good. Shall we test this? I think we should test this. Take the brakes off. Launch. Whoops. Let's take that back. Oh, there's always going to be something wrong, isn't there? Engine, there. Save, launch. Right, I'm literally just going to turn it on now. I'm not going to sit on the runway anymore. Messing around. Launch. Full power. Come on, take off. Take off. Take off. Take off. I don't know how fast it has to go before it actually takes off. If it takes off at all. How'd you fly a plane? God damn it. Let's see if I can stick mech jib on this, just in case it does decide to work on the runway. I have absolutely no idea how this is supposed to work. Can I connect these together? Like, connect that to that? No? These wings feel like they're not right for this. Prototype swept-back wing, part of our Let's Fly line, made of lightweight composite materials, guaranteed to generate lift, not guaranteed to ensure crew safety. So they are supposed to generate lift, so why aren't they generating lift? Let's replace them. Maybe I am supposed to put them on like that. I don't know. I just don't know. You know me though, I learn on the job. I very rarely look things up beforehand. Now these I could probably use, but I just don't know. These wings are supposed to guarantee to generate lift, so why aren't they? Pitch is definitely going up, so that's working. Yaw is doing his thing. I can see the front wing lifting off the front wheel lifting off the floor, but is that just because it's really bumpy? I don't know what's going on. Let me look online quickly. Have a good look inside the space hangar whilst I'm doing this. KSP spaceplane. Spaceplane basics. Jet section, rocket section, re-entering in the atmosphere and landing. Yeah, that's not really what I'm looking for. There's YouTube letting me know something. Radiator panels, RCS thrusters, reaction wheels. No, not interested in any of that stuff. I'm a bit confused as to what I'm supposed to be doing here. Let's try these and see if these generate lift at all. They don't look like they do, that's the thing. There's nothing on them that moves up and down. You see, there's nothing on them that moves. You need to have moving parts. That's kind of how planes work. They have flaps that move. These just don't want to connect to this. This is stressing me out now. I just don't understand what I'm not doing that I'm supposed to be doing. These don't have anything on them. Neither do these. But this does. But these work in rocketeering. So why aren't they working now? I just don't get it. Where do the elevons go? Let's go back one again. No, not re-entry. I'm back on Google. Design. This is from 3 years ago. That's probably not going to be much good to me now. Right. Understanding lift. Before you can make a successful plane, you must understand what makes a plane go in places other than the ground. The wings. In vanilla KSP, wings have a predefined lift factor. Do these have lift factors? They don't. Do these have lift factors? They don't. Do any of these have lift factors? Or maybe then they're not displayed. That's a possibility. Okay. Take a few barrels of yon jet fuel, stick them on the back of your aircraft. 2 will usually do nicely, but 3 or 4 are usually better, but of course heavier. And in this This tutorial assumes you use 2. Now stick a jet engine on the back and don't forget to put an air intake or other air sucking device on the airplane. If you forget to put an air take on your plane, don't worry, nothing bad will happen. In fact, nothing will happen at all. And that's probably bad to put an air take on your airplane anyway. Okay. Ah. Yes, that's something I should consider. Center of mass, center of thrust, aerodynamic overlay. So center of mass is that. Center of thrust should be at the back, yep, because that's where the engine is. And this is there. So let's stick these back on. Now apparently these should be just behind the center of mass. That could be another reason why the plane wasn't operating properly. Put on center of mass, center of lift, and move the delta wings until the center of lift is slightly behind the center of mass, not in front. Otherwise your aircraft will be able to easily flip out of control. This ensures that your aircraft will go up once it achieves a high enough speed, and also helps with placing ailerons. Right, so elevators. Front of the plane, the canards, which we don't have, which we could probably do with some actually. And again, these affect. I can't really put them on that, or can I put them on that? I could probably get away with putting them on that actually, because these should generate lift still. And the cockpit is on the top. The entrance and exit's on the top. That's still behind, so that's good. Okay. Now we need to put ailerons. Control the roll of the aircraft and are almost always placed on the wings as far out as possible and as centered compared to the center of mass as could be. Should not use ailerons as elevators. So these are just to control the flight of the aircraft. Well, I'm not really sure. How to actually attach these. Probably something like that. Okay. All you need to do is add landing gear, 1 right before the cockpit and 2 on the tips or middle of the wings. I'm not going to put them on the wings. I'm going to put them on the fuselage. Just in case something bad happens to the wings, we can still try and land this. Should still fall within the parts. We'll give it a go. I've no idea if this is going to work or not, guys. This could just be a wasted episode of me trying to get this to function. Stick the brakes on, get it to stop. Quick test of flaps. No, brakes on. I should probably actually have a look at upgrading the runway. How much would that cost? Try and get a smoother runway. Just so we don't bounce all over the place, because that could be a reason why we're not building up much speed. 75,000, I can afford that. That's no problem. Should have a nice tarmacked runway now. This little thing on the back. Ah, that could be a reason why MechJeb isn't working. It's because we don't have any power for it. But we also don't have any solar panels or anything to make it work. Let's take MechJeb off for now. I'm sure that's not actually the reason, but I don't know. I just don't know, guys. Right, brakes on. One last test. Okay, and that. Brakes off, throttle up, fire. Try and keep her centered on the runway. Build up the required speed. I don't actually know what the required speed is for takeoff on here. I guess the runway is this long for a reason. Not a fan. Not a fan. Not a fan. How the flippin' heck do you fly these things? Okay, I'm going to make one more change to this and see if it works. I'd like to add some, because we got a lot of fuel here. Where does it say how much fuel we've got? This is the Juno, isn't it? Yeah. So we could test that right now and just complete that contract, because our money is getting a little tight now with the number of times we keep launching this. Although I don't know if you get the money back when you revert. I'd much rather have that as a cockpit, but you just can't attach an air intake to it. But I would quite like to stick some thrust engines. Maybe just one on the underside. What's the thrust on this anyway? So the thrust is 20 kilonewtons. 120 kilonewtons. And it has a vectoring range. So I'm going to stick that there. And try and rotate it so it's underneath. You're not going to work now? I've no idea if that's going to... Let's not do that right now. Let's just try and get this thing to function first. As a plane. Let me put the brakes on this. I'm just going to look up flying controls one last time. Flying. Spaceplane basics. Spaceplane. It's not even a space plane right now, it's just a plane. Propulsion. A plane with only jet engines cannot reach a stable orbit because its engines will shut down. Yep, that's fine. Okay. Landing, don't need to worry about that. Purposes, don't really need to worry about that either. I've absolutely no idea if it's going to work. But what we could just do is get that open. 2,000 to 4,000 meters is what we need to get to. Can this thing actually get between 2,000 to 4,000 meters? That's the question. The answer right now is, who knows? So I don't know whether it's W or S that actually makes it take off, or what speed it needs to be going to take off. What I do know is I'm really struggling to keep control of this thing. So the sooner we can take off, the better. No, come on, come on, come on. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Ah, I keep pressing the wrong buttons. I keep pressing Q and E. I think we need more lift from somewhere. We need to make it generate more lift. These things just don't seem to do anything. These winglets just don't seem interested. So what do these do? Do these lift? So I just don't know if these work or not. How do you know? Nothing tells you if these things work or not. Well, that just looks crap. I don't want to do that. Oh, hang on. They attach there. But it says you've got to put them as far down the wing as possible. Which implies something like that. Then how the hell do you know if these are working? Oh my god, it's giving me a headache. Who'd have thought it? Now these seem to move in the opposite direction to the ones on the wings. Should that worry me? I'm just having a look at design again, see if there's an actual design that I could use. So there's loads of images for designs. Right, centre of thrust, centre of mass, and that. That's currently pointing upwards. Should it be pointing downwards? Does that change if I do this? It does. Or it sort of did. But then it goes back to being upright again. Let's try it that way round. We'll get rid of those again. Let's try getting rid of those as well. So that is just behind the centre of mass right now. Can I attach some more elevons to this wing? Like that. Rotate these round. Like that. Now I don't know which way they move, so we'll have to find out in a second. This is really giving me a headache. Just trying to get this damn thing into flight. Okay, they both move in the same direction. That's good. Thrust. Fire. Will you take off? Maybe the plane doesn't go fast enough. Maybe it goes too slow. Should it take off by itself, or should I have to be telling it to take off? I just don't know. What I do know is, again, it's getting very difficult to control. Come on. Come on. Take off. Take off. Up. Go up. Go up. We're running out of runway. You've got to go up. You really have to go up now, plane. This is so frustrating. Something's not working that should be working. Let's sort them out. Make them more stable. I'm going to try adding 2 engines. Right, one there and another one next to it. Or maybe not, because it won't let me do it. Structurally speaking, I don't think there's anything else I can do. Maybe it's too heavy? Should I try and take a... Move the landing gear back one. Put it there. Oop, double it. Like that. So that's now nice and flat. Yeah. Okay, put this back to single. Take this off. Get rid of that. Put this back. Move the wings to their flat. That might be part of the problem as well. Slightly tipped upwards. That is now behind the centre of mass. Enough so that I could probably move that forward a little bit, but I'm not going to. What's the weight of this? 9 tons is the mass. Sorry, not the weight. The mass. Must remember that. Mass and weight are 2 different things. Weight is when you times the mass by gravity. Got to remember that. Right, so we've got a smaller craft now. Old Jebediah, he's probably bored stupid right now trying to make this thing work. Go. So I just don't know what the takeoff speed is, and I don't actually know if these elevons are doing anything. This is so difficult to control. So difficult to control. Come on, take off. Take off. You must be going fast enough to take off. I can see it wants to. Ah, we've lost control. I just don't know how to take off the damn thing. Alright, this is a total waste of an episode, I know. But I will show you one more thing before I end it today. And we'll go into the vehicle assembly building to do this. Because... load this up. I managed to get a craft that actually goes into orbit. This is really cool. I'm really proud of this. It's just about the maximum number of parts as well, so yeah, we have to be a bit careful. But if you look at the contracts, one of them is to orbit Kerbin. I'm going to try and achieve that at least today. So I can say I've achieved something today. Because that would be nice, wouldn't it? Right, press T, fire this up to full. 3, 2, 1. So the solid rocket boosters go off first. Just to really get us up into the air. And once they run out, I can start up the liquid booster. Don't really know why I put those parachutes on, because as you see they just don't work. Start my gravity turn. Doesn't want to do a gravity turn, but I'm going to force it to. Trying to stay just ahead of the prograde marker. It's trying to help achieve an orbit. Let's open this up a second. So the apoapsis is still going up consistently. I wish you could have a like an idea as to where the liquid fuel is as well whilst you're up there. I mean, you could open this one up, but even that doesn't really help. See, I'm constantly fighting to keep this aligned with the prograde. It's quite loud. I should probably turn this down in post actually so you can't hear it too much. Very loud, this game. Right, jettison now. And now lower that down. Now I should have been able to set up maneuvers, but I don't think you can actually do that yet. I think you have to increase your skills first before you can do that. But somewhere around here we're going to go full on prograde and turn this into a circular orbit around Kerbin. So we're going to keep that on prograde. We're slightly off kilter because of we turned slightly as we were going up off the launch pad, which is a bit frustrating. Can't help it too much though. So we're going to time warp up to the end here. Now, as I said, I have already done an orbit, so I know this works. It wasn't a great orbit, admittedly, but it did work. So I'm quite pleased with that. I think I had like a periapsis of 70-something thousand and an apoapsis of 150,000. It was something along those lines. So as I say, it wasn't brilliant, but it wasn't terrible. You tend to want to throttle down when this is around 75,000 though, as I've learnt in the past. And then you can really boost it up again. once you reach your apo. Try and actually circularize. Let's go try and get this back in line like so. Right, let's start throttling up. See, the apoapsis is starting to increase again. And there you go. Periapsis of 76,000, apoapsis of 120,000. But if I time warp, see, we've achieved an orbit around Kerbin, which is fantastic. So we have connection to the planet as well, so if I wanted to transmit data I can do, although I don't think I actually have a transmitter. It looks like we've got lots of different receiving stations all over the planet that we can transmit to. There's one here, for example. So we're going to try and do one full orbit, maybe up to the peri. I'd like to land in daylight if possible, so let's slow this down a second. We're going to pop this in retrograde, which is over here. If only real space flight was this quick and simple, huh? Wouldn't life be so much easier? Just going to burn that. There you go. That takes us back out of orbit. We should land, really we should land over here somewhere, so I probably should go prograde a little bit more. So I'd like to land in daylight if possible. Let's just do that to there. There we go. Now if I had MechJeb, I'd ask it to land me in a certain spot. But we don't have MechJeb, so I can't do that. Also, we've got way too much fuel, because I've still got another engine that I could fire up if necessary. So I could actually use this craft, maybe replace this with an unmanned pod. But I could try and get to the moon with this. That would be really cool. I'd very much enjoy that. I'm going to jettison this. And because we're coming into land, I'm also going to jettison this. It seems a waste of money, because we're getting rid of all these things. But we are coming into land. And those engines do burn up as you go through the atmosphere. You see, we have a periapsis at the moment. But as we go through and burn up on approach, let's turn. Yep, that's switched off. Good. You see, it's coming down quite fast. In fact, we don't have a periapsis anymore as we begin to enter the atmosphere. I have got a heat shield on, which will slowly over time begin to absorb the heat as we re-enter. We're a little bit shaky at the moment. That should stabilise as we start to re-enter the atmosphere. Daylight is just over the horizon by the looks of things. We should land in daylight, which is good. The rest of the craft is probably just going to crash land somewhere. I don't think the parachutes worked if I had them on these parts. We are facing the wrong way. Spin round. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop spinning. Why are you spinning? I don't like this spinning. Stop spinning. No, no, no. No, no, no. That's bad. That is very bad. Oh, Jebediah. Oh, Jebediah. Don't die, Jebediah. Please don't die. Oh my god, why is this spinning? I can't get it under control. Right, there we go. No, 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 no. Stop spinning. It's going to blow up if I'm not careful. Hang on. There we go. Right, now if I flip it over. There we go. Jebediah's having a great time down here. Look at him. He can't believe his luck. Better than any roller coaster, isn't it? This is a big journey through the atmosphere right now. It's a long journey through the atmosphere because I think we're coming in mostly horizontal, actually. I didn't quite plan this through properly. We probably should have come in a bit more vertically. If I'd have kept that last engine, we could have come in more vertically. Oh dear. Yes, it's no wonder we're overheating right now. Someone really didn't think this through properly. Come on. We can do this. Doesn't help that we were coming through at 2,000 meters per second either. That's a lot. 2 kilometers a second. That is a lot. Oh, hang on a second. That's the problem. We were coming in point first. There we go. I was coming in the wrong way round. That's a massive amateur mistake. I thought it looked a bit funny. Okay. Better. Crew report? No, we've done it before. Lights on. Oh wow, it does actually have a light. I did not know that. Toggle torque, rename vessel, transfer crew, blah 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 blah. We do have the possibility of transferring data, but we don't have any data to transfer, so there's no point in doing that. Apart from that, we have at least achieved the orbit of Kerbin. So we have done something useful today. Even though I haven't been able to take off in a space plane. I really want to get a space plane working so I can fly around the planet. So I'm going to fiddle around with some designs and see what I can come up with. I might go into sandbox mode and just see what stock designs they've got. I think we're about ready to open the parachute as well, just to really slow us down. Looks like we're going to land in a new biome at least. Looks like we're going to land in the mountains. So I might be able to get an EVA report. Kerbin's grasslands. It doesn't feel like grasslands though. It feels like mountains. Did I just see some debris somewhere as well? Probably not, actually. I imagine it's all blown up by now. Let's just get this back down to... Oh, it was over there. I did see some. Let's just get this down on the ground. Okay. Crew report. No science. Okay, EVA. Would I get anything for that? No science. This was a wasted trip. I mean, okay, we got the orbit, sure, but wasted trip apart from that. Ah, dearie me. Maybe Jebediah got some experience for actually orbiting. But we might have a moon lander now, which would be very cool. We got 10 science for that. Yeah, he got 1 EXP. Awesome, he's got up to level 1. I'm going to have a look at what other space plane stuff we can unlock. So aerodynamics. Better intakes. Radial intakes, that's what we need. NCS adapter, small nose cone. Costs 90. I think, isn't there something you can do? Not there. Administration building. Where you can turn money into... what's our reputation at the moment? I know you can turn money into science. One reputation for each month. No. Research rights sell out. No, I don't want to get rid of science. I want to add science. Yields 1 science for each. So what does that do? I have no idea what I've just done. Whether it was any good or not. How much does that cost to upgrade? I could do with getting MechJeb up and running as well, so I'm going to have to look into that a bit more too. But that just about does it for today, guys. So it's night time, sorry, in the KSP, and we're going to end it here. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series. Drop some comments down below for ideas for future episodes, future flights, and also tell me how to get these space planes working, because I haven't a clue. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support. And until next time, I will see you soon.